Well, Sky Squad, here we go. It is getting down to the wire, and I mean the wire for Jen Shaw, okay? As she has pleaded guilty. Now, we're going to discuss the specifics, what she said in court, what Meredith Marks had posted just yesterday about this trial, and some things leading up to this plea, okay? But before we get into that, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell button, and join the texting community so I can send you a text message whenever a new video drops. Now, with that being said, the first inclination that we had that something was going down today was when Ronald Richards, who you guys may know, has been doing a lot of, tweeting about the Jen Shaw and Erica Jane slash Girardi, Tom Girardi cases. He put this out just a little while ago. And I saw it while I was doing the Real Housewives of Atlanta review, but I honestly needed to get through Atlanta first. Sorry. So anyway, he says breaking, and we mean real breaking. The real Jen Shaw is going to plead guilty right now. In a surprise move, Jen Shaw has snuck into court to plead guilty, with the court giving 1 minute's notice on the docket. We have been saying this for a year. No defenses, more to follow. Okay. So after that tweet, then there was this, basically the documentation here. All right. So it says it is hereby ordered that the change of plea hearing will take place on July the 11th at 10:30 a.m. in courtroom 23A. So for those of you guys who did not know, we had previously seen Jen Shaw headed to court in New York City, and people were somewhat criticizing her choice to take with her a $2,000 Gucci bag with her to court as she is going for the charges that she was going for. So, I thought it was interesting at the time, but I didn't really do anything major on the story or anything like that. I just figured I would follow until something major happened. And it does look like something has indeed happened. And so we had also known that castmates Heather Gay and Meredith Marks had allegedly joined her in New York for the specific reason to, be with her as she does go into court for this upcoming, well, what will now be a sentencing, but we thought it was going to be a trial. Okay. And we'll get to the sentencing in just a bit. So let's talk about exactly what was said in court, because we do have an idea of what was actually said by Jen Shaw in the court today. And we get this from our friends over at Queens of Bravo, and they got this from a tweet from Inner City Press. So let's discuss. So apparently in court, the judge said, and this is Judge Stein, and this is Judge Sidney Stein. It's a U.S. District Judge in Manhattan Federal Court. Says, Ms. Shaw, what did you do? Jen Shaw admitted to wire fraud, offering services with little to no value. She said, we used interstate telephones and emails. I knew many of the purchasers were over the age of 55. I am so sorry. Wow. Wow. I mean, that just kind of hit me right there. And so then the judge says, what is the reason they bought? Jen Shaw said, misrepresentations regarding the value of the product or service, of which it had little to none. Judge Stein said, did you know it was wrong and illegal? Jen Shaw said, yes, Your Honor. Now, this goes against everything that we had previously heard from Jen Shaw in season 2 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And I get it, because pretty much, I'm sure she was probably told by her legal team not to say anything or never to admit guilt. Because obviously, I don't think that anybody knew that this was coming today. So she goes on. The judge says, excuse me, what were these business opportunities? And so I'm not sure who this is. AUSA Fletcher says, so-called coaching services. Judge Stein says, Ms. Shaw, how do you plead? And Jen Shaw said guilty. The judge said, are you pleading because you are guilty? And Jen Shaw said yes. Wow. So then to move further, Judge Stein said, in this agreement, you've agreed not to appeal if I sentence you to 168 months in prison or fewer. Let's do the calculations. And we're going to kind of dive into further what the sentencing could be. But let's just say we wanted to figure out how many years that was approximately. About 14 years. Jen Shaw says, yes, Your Honor. Judge Stein says, and you've agreed to forfeit $6 million and restitution of $9 million. Jen Shaw says, yes, Your Honor. The judge says, I'm signing the consent order of forfeiture in the sum of $6.5 million. Ms. Shaw, I find your plea is knowing. I accept your guilty plea and adjudge you guilty. Sentencing will be October the 12th. Jen Shaw's lawyer says, we have a trial on October the 11th. Another date? The AUSA says, how about the week before Thanksgiving? Jen Shaw's lawyer says, how about the week after Thanksgiving? Judge Stein said, I'll set it for October the 12th. The lawyer said, well, Jen Shaw's lawyer said, this October the 11th trial in the state court, we've been waiting 5 years. Then the judge says, okay, submission. November the 7th is when they will allegedly, at this point, reconvene. Okay, so to sum it up, she pleaded guilty to one conspiracy to commit wire fraud in connection with telemarketing. The U.S. attorney, so I'm assuming that's the AUSA, agreed to drop count 2, conspiracy to commit money laundering. Now, the judge made sure, and I'm reading from page 6, that Jen Shaw understood the change and that she faces a maximum penalty of 30 years in prison and 5 years of supervised release, but her plea agreement called for only 11 to 14 years behind bars and restitution of up to $9.5 million. Prior to the one count being dropped, she had faced 50 years in prison and was scheduled to go to trial on July 18th. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, for which Heather Gay is a part of, and Whitney Rose, for which you guys recall, we said that Heather Gay was also in New York City to support Jen Shaw for some of her court dates. That will begin filming in Thailand on July 17th. Okay. She apologized for her actions and basically admitted wrongdoing, and she knows that what she did was wrong or illegal. Okay. There was no comment from Jen Shaw, according to tweets gathered from page 6, as she left the courthouse after entering the plea of guilty on federal telemarketing and fraud charge on Monday morning. Wow. The official documents regarding the change in the plea have yet to be released at this point in time. This is crazy because previously, like I said, she had pleaded, she had basically made her public outcry that she was not guilty of any of this. It'll be interesting to see how these things play out on the upcoming season of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which has already finished filming. We know that the core 5 of these ladies are back, along with some potential newbies in the mix. I don't know if any of these potential newbies can bring it like Jen Shah can bring it, but they better be trying their darndest, because are we filming season 4 already? You know, that's the question. Will we get Jen Shah on there? Will we get everything leading up to her sentencing, which will now occur on November the 7th? How will that play out? Will season 3 have started airing by that point in time? And it's also interesting to note that just yesterday, Meredith Marks had posted this post right here, which again, I'll show to you guys from our friends over at Queens of Bravo. She had posted on her IG story, for those of you who may not know this, I live in the United States of America. In the US, one has a right to a trial and is presumed innocent until proven guilty. As many of the commenters say in the post, this did not age well. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. I would love to hear your comments, your thoughts, your perspective. Do you want to even see her on the show anymore at this point? Because now we know that she says she's guilty. Is this someone that you want to watch on television? I'm not necessarily sure how you guys feel, but let me know in the comments down below. I'll be interested in following this to see how it turns out, and I'm interested in seeing the new season, but I don't know if many of you guys will want to watch. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video.